Hello, hello, 1 2 3 mic check. Hello.
Hello, mic test.
Hello, hello, 1 2 3 mic check. Hello.
Hello.
Kindly be seated. Education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world, and it is the key to unlocking the world and a passport to freedom. A very good morning to everyone. I am Dr. Preeti Stanley, the Associate Professor and Head of Corporate Communication Department of BMS College of Commerce and Management. As we embark a new beginning and yet another successful chapter of the college, I take this honor and privilege of welcoming our trustees of BMS Educational Trust, the Board of Governors of BMS College of Commerce and Management, BMS Trust officials, the chief guest, guests of honor, faculty members, special invitees, parents, and our fellow students who are present here for the inauguration program of the undergraduate batch for academic year 2023-24. Your presence makes this event even more special, and I'm grateful to have each and every one of you here. Today, we have with us an eminent personality who is the backbone for BMS Educational Trust and BMS institutions, Dr. B.S. Ragini Narayan Madam. I would like to take the honor of introducing Madam to all of you. Dr. B.S. Ragini Narayan Madam is the donor trustee and member secretary of BMS Educational Trust. Madam, who has been the driving force behind all the developmental and welfare activities undertaken by BMS Educational Trust and for all the BMS institutions. Madam has been very instrumental in implementing many new schemes and welfare measures for staff and students. Madam has also taken forward the great vision of Shri B.S. Narayan Sir for inclusion of new areas of learning under the BMS Educational Trust. In recognition to Madam's services in the field of education and philanthropic activities, the Tumkur University has conferred honorary doctorate degree to Dr. B.S. Ragini Narayan Madam. And Madam is the chairperson of BMS College of Women, International Corporation Department, BMS PU College for Women, and BMS Evening College of Arts and Commerce. It is indeed a great honor and privilege for us to have you with us, Madam. I would request our Honorable Principal, Sir, to kindly welcome Madam. Today, we have with us our Honorable Chairman of BMS College of Commerce and Management, who has been a significant pillar of support and encouraged us in all aspects for the betterment and growth of the institution, Shri Aviram Sharma Sir, who is also the trustee of BMS Education Trust and also the chairman of BMS College of Law and chairman of BMS IT. It's an honor to have you with us today, sir. I would request Principal, sir, to kindly welcome our chairman, sir. Today, we have with us the chief guest for today's inauguration program, Mr. Prashant Nair, who is presently the Senior Vice President and Head of Engineering at Bizongo. It's an honor to have you with us, Mr. Prashant. I would request Principal Sir to kindly welcome our chief guest. We have with us our guest of honor, Mr. Sujit Lalwani, who is an entrepreneur and a motivational speaker and an author. I would request Sir to please welcome Mr. Sujit. We also have with us one of our Board of Governors of the college, Mr. Supriyo Goharai, sir. It is an honor to have you with us here. I would request Mr. Manu Natesh, the head of academics, to welcome sir. It would be very incomplete if we do not welcome our very own principal, who has been the pillar and a role model to all of us. I would request Mrs. Pooja to kindly welcome Principal Sir. We also have with us Professor Tariq Sir, who's been one of the eminent faculties of BMS College of Commerce and Management. I would request Mr. Ramesh to kindly welcome Sir. Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Let us wish this light of education take us over the darkness of differences, injustice, and violence in the world and guide us towards progress, equality, and freedom. I would request all the dignitaries to kindly join for the lamp lighting ceremony, and I request Namita and team to render the invocation song.
Sundaram Vigna Vinashaka Palaya Namo Anana Sundaram Vigna Vinashaka Palaya Namo Shanmuka Soda Parvati Puvara Shanmuka Soda Parvati Puvara Modaka Vilasanamo Modaka Vilasanamo Amore Shikavahan Bhagavani Payodinamo Shikavahan Vavarani Devayo Dinamo. Vavarani Devayo Dinamo. Vavarani Devayo Dinamo.
Thank you all the dignitaries and Namita and team for that wonderful invocation song and for bringing in a positive vibe. As we proceed at the outset, I would request our Honorable Principal, Sir, of BMS College of Commerce and Management, Dr. Pankaj Chaudhary, Sir, to kindly share some insightful words with us and to render the welcome address.
Thank you so much, Dr. Preeti. Good morning, everybody. It's my privilege to welcome each one of you present over here to the inauguration of undergraduate program for the batch of 2023-24. So to start with the welcome address and addressing you all, I'm very, very thankful to Dr. P.S. Ragini Narayan, Madam, who is the donor trustee, member secretary, and chairperson for BMS Educational Trust. So thank you so much, ma'am, for gracing this occasion. The chairman of the college, Shri Aviram Sharma, sir, Mr. Prashant Nair, the chief guest for this program, Mr. Sujit Lalwani, another entrepreneur and a very good friend of mine as guest of honor, Mr. Supriyo Guharai, sir, the BOG member of the college, Mr. Tariq, my dear faculty members, the teaching and non-teaching staff members of all other BMS institution, of course, the admission team for bringing all here. So can we have the entire admission team standing up over here? So can we give them a big round of applause to the entire admission team for doing this wonderful job? Come. Okay. So it's actually an honor and a privilege because we have started this batch with full strength of 380 students who have joined this college this particular year. I just want to share with you only 4 things that we talk about this institution and the legacy. So the first one that I talk about is the brand BMS. Okay. All of you have joined a very, very prestigious institution and it stands for its quality of education. And the name itself is the brand which probably all of you should be so proud of. Because this 3-letter word, I'm sure your father, your grandfather, probably his father would have also studied in BMS. And it's a 76-year-old institution, of course, not Commerce and Management College, but the first private sector engineering college, which started off in 1946, was BMS College of Engineering. So you all are part of that institution, which has such big legacy. Worldwide, you go anywhere, you will find BMS people working or talking about it. So that's the power of this institution. And I'm sure all of you are very, very proud of joining this institution, because when you become something in your life, whether an entrepreneur or you work for somebody, it's going to make a lot of difference in your life. And that's something which you have gained today. And I congratulate all of you because you have made the decision of joining this institution. So welcome to all the students, the parents who have taken up this decision for joining this institution. Once again, thank you to all of you. The second thing that I would like to talk today is with reference to why this college? Why have you decided to join this BMS College of Commerce and Management? And how is it different from other institutions? I'll rather not compare with any other institution, but what I would like to tell you is that at BMS College of Commerce and Management, you are not just going to study the syllabus which is being prescribed by the university. You are going to study much more than that. And we as faculty members are not just going to teach you what is there in your syllabus. Rather, our responsibility is to make sure that we change your entire way of life. We change your living. We change the way you are today. So in next 3 to 4 years of time, it's a commitment from our side, which will make sure that you become a polished individual. You become a complete different person when you pass out from this college. So what you see today will be a complete different transformation in you. Of course, good for the society, for yourself, and also to be a successful person in life. Now you'll be wondering, how will that happen? That's going to happen because, one, we teach you what the university prescribes you. In addition to that, we will also provide you with training, coaching, and various other inputs which will transform you as a different individual. Your entire personality is something which we'll work on with the help of executive communication classes, with the help of finishing schools that we will have, with the help of various add-on programs that we are going to offer it to you. And these add-on courses are something which will make you industry ready. This is something which is going to make your life taking a decision to make a career into it. So, of course, everybody talks about new education policy. Everybody talks about the national education policy being implemented, a multi-dimensional course that has to be offered. At BMSCCM, trust me, all of you are going to get something which is very, very unique and a true curriculum which is going to be enhancing your career. And that's an assurance, that's a promise which we can make it today for all of you sitting over here. The third thing that I talk about this college with a lot of pride and honor, because my students have made us so proudful, because for last 3 years, we have been able to place all our students. It's 100% campus placement, which our students have been able to do. And of course, the team of corporate communication department, which has left no stone unturned to make sure that everybody gets a job. And the best of the offers which is being offered to the students. To be very precise, last year we placed about 32 students with 10 lakh rupees package, which itself is an achievement. And our average salary for the UG program itself was 3.25 lakh, which is a great achievement, because a lot of institutions do not have campus placement at UG level, or even if they have, they don't have this kind of exposure which is being given to the students. And the last thing that I would like to tell today to all of you is, we want you all to become entrepreneurs. We want you all to start your own business. And that's my dream for all of you today, that when you have joined this institution, if you look at the logo of the college, it talks about empowerment, it talks about education, it talks about excellence, and it also talks about entrepreneurships. So we want you all to become job creators rather than job seekers. And I'm not telling this alone, because today, if you study statistics, if you read newspapers and all, you will know that almost like 40 to 50% of the population of this country is youth, even more. So if we only look forward for job, who is going to create job? So if we want our country to develop, if we want us to grow furthermore, I want more and more entrepreneurs. And this institution is striving to create more and more entrepreneurs like that. We have already started with an incubation cell, which will take care of the students starting their own businesses. And that's a dream, that's an ambition at which I would like to close this note today. Thank you once again for joining this institution, and welcome once again to BMS College of Commerce and Management.
Thank you very much, sir. We also have with us a distinguished invitee with us, Mr. Gautam, sir, who's the Chief Technical Officer of BMS Education Trust and the Chairperson of BMS Hospital. I would request Mr. Deepak to kindly welcome, sir. I would now request our chairman of the college and trustee of BMS Education Trust, Sri Aviram Sharma, sir, to kindly render the presidential address.
Uh, Good afternoon to one and all present here. So first of all, I like to congratulate all the students who have joined BMS. I can assure and I can have a trust on us that we have the best of faculties in this college who will be ready to help all the time when you need and also help you gaining knowledge. Apart from, as Pankaj was mentioning, there are a lot of, apart from studies, lot of extracurricular activities which will help you to develop your interpersonal skills, make you ready for industry, and as well as go for further studies. So just to add what Pankaj said, even entrepreneurship, we have started the Section 8 companies, which I know it's useful for those who wants to start new companies under BMS. So this will also help. If you have ideas, you can approach Pankaj and we can try to get incorporate through that. So next 3 years, I would enjoy, have fun, and also use our faculties to the best of their abilities so that you can be ready after 3 years wherever you go. Have success and best of luck for future. Thank you.
Coming our chief guest for today's program, Mr. Prashant Nair. Mr. Prashant is presently the Senior Vice President and Head of Engineering at Bizongo, Bangalore. Mr. Prashant has completed his Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science from the University of Madras. Being an engineer and an entrepreneur with 22 years of experience and a track record of delivering results for Fortune 50 and hyper-growth VC-backed technology companies, Mr. Prashant has a strong focus on building and scaling products, expertise in developing large-scale technology platforms, and passionate for building high-performance teams. Mr. Prashant has held distinguished and esteemed positions at the leadership level in the corporate industry, and to mention a few, he has been the co-founder at Bazaar, Bengaluru, has been the Senior Vice President and Chief Digital Officer at NTUC Campus, Singapore, has been the Senior Vice President for Product and Engineering at Lazada Group, Singapore, has been the Senior Vice President and Head of Product and Engineering at ClearTax, Bengaluru, has been the Director of Engineering at Flipkart, Bengaluru, has been the Senior Engineering Manager at Yahoo, Bengaluru, has been the Software Development Manager at Amazon, and the Director of Software Development at Travelocity, Bengaluru, has been the Senior Engineer at BEA Systems in San Francisco, and member of technical staff at iPhoenix Corp in New York City. It's a great honor to have you with us as our chief guest for today's program, Mr. Prashant. I would request you to kindly address the gathering.
Good morning. And thank you, Preeti. I never knew that. I mean, my CV looked like that. All right, it's such a great pleasure and honor to, in fact, come over to the campus and sitting on this side. It's been always on the other side in the past. So it's also an honor to meet with all the great guests here, honorable guests here. Great opportunity. And more importantly, I'm super thrilled to see so many students. I mean, I've never been in the side of academics, so it is a privilege here. Preeti also asked me to talk a little bit about my journey, and I'm going to summarize pretty quick because I'll be standing between your lunchtime, I guess, and the rest of the guests. Introduction wise, Preeti covered it well, but I'm still going to repeat. My name is Prashant. I come from a place called Cochin, which is far in Kerala, and it's been almost 24 years since I graduated and been in various different positions in different companies. All right, I'm going to talk about one part which resonated well with the principal sir said. Taking this opportunity as a learning opportunity rather than just dealing with your textbooks. So resonates well with me, mainly because I come from a very, very humble background. My family was in a tier 4 city, So learning today, what you see and what we used to get is completely different. At best, probably a textbook, but opportunity has changed. So one thing, if really something worked well for me, is the advices which I kind of got in terms of taking that as a learning opportunity rather than focusing on your immediate next milestone, because majority of us usually do that, right? Prepare for exams or prepare for your unit test. The times has changed because now the next 3 to 4 years of your life, you wanted to use this as an opportunity because your collective learnings, which you're going to get from the great academians here and your peer groups, I guess that, I mean, that is the best thing which you could leverage. I mean, you can afford to do your own, build your own reels and so on and so forth, but still, this is a great opportunity which you wanted to kind of leverage. Because when you go out there, and trust me, life is not easy. You have to stand against the best. If you needed to do that, textbooks learning is not enough. See what more you can learn. Keep having the curiosity of asking more and more why questions and get answers to it. And you know what? Then the path is, I mean, as Sir said, you don't need to be working for someone, right? You all could make a difference to this country itself. And there are these examples, at least in the last 2 decades, which has been in front of us. Flipkart has been one of them, produced, in my knowledge itself, approximately 120 entrepreneurs, which significantly changed the way how this country looked at today. And you would be the next one of that. So leverage that opportunity, and then all the best to all of you. And congratulations once again. I know that this is not the beginning and end of your learning journey. Leverage it well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prashant, for those encouraging words and inspiring our students. I would like to take the honor of welcoming our guest of honor for today, Mr. Sujit Lalwani. Mr. Sujit is an entrepreneur and an author from Bengaluru. He is the founder of an online positivity media called IU, which is an Inspiration Unlimited that powers authors, businesses, and summits. He is also the co-founder of Happy Wise Financial Services and leads business strategies at Simus, a business solutions firm. He has delivered 2,500 plus speeches and workshops during his lifetime at various platforms addressing over 4.5 million people from all strata of lives and beliefs in inspiring the spirit of problem solving and research among youth. It is an honor to have you with us, Mr. Sujit. I would request you to kindly address the gathering.
Sure, thank you. Oh, this works right from here. So I don't have to go there and yeah, I'll switch this. I can use the entire aisle. All right. First of all, oh, is it on the digital screen? All right. So that's amazing to know. I think I'll take a chance to walk if possible. So first of all, a very good morning to everybody. Good morning to all the dignitaries here and on the dais. Could we turn this off? Just one mic. Yeah. No, I don't have it right now. Thank you. So good morning to all the dignitaries. Good morning to parents and students. Until this device gets set right with the echo, I'll do the good morning wishes a bit more so that once I start talking, the echo doesn't disturb me, right? So a very good morning to everyone. Let it echo from the audience. A very good morning to everyone. Once more, a very good morning to everyone. It's the first day, it's orientation, and if this is the energy, then it puts us on a big question mark. There are 2 reasons for that. Number one, we are all very shy. We don't know how much do we open up. We do not know who's going to judge us. We do not know how they will take us for who we are. If we start screaming on the first day, are we going to get over noticed today? So I'll leave you the benefit of the crowd, right? And I'll tell you, in the crowd, you won't get noticed today, right? You have a reason to scream. Why? Because you're in the best institution. You're with the best faculty. You're in the best place. You seem to have a wonderful friend circle. Isn't that a good reason to actually scream your heart out today? And this happens to be your first day where you meet some of the best dignitaries. I mean, I was blown when I heard your profile, Prashant. I mean, look at the number of companies you've been a CEO for. I mean, I wanted to ask him, how did you manage that in one lifetime, right? So if you are quite excited about all of these things, scream with me. Good morning. If that is screaming, then the word screaming will feel shy. Now I'll low down my tone. You have to power it up. Good morning. I give you 3 on 10. Good morning. 4 on 10. Good morning. 2.5 on 10. You're going down. Good morning. Come on, don't be sensex in COVID times. Good morning. Now, this is like the current market scenario. Good morning. All right, let's take it ahead from here. Thank you so much for matching up the energies. Once again, a very good morning to all the dignitaries, students, and parents. I knew the podium is not for me, and luckily for me, my friend Pankaj sir here knows it as well. So he manages to get this mic for me so that I can move around, just the way I made my choices in life. All right, to my quick introduction, I'm Sujit Lalwani. Thank you so much, Dr. Preeti, for the introduction. That I have managed to deliver about 2,500 plus speeches to about 4.5 million plus people. But I have a big question mark every day on my head. How many of them actually retained what I spoke? And how many of them actually were present, while the entire session was happening? To validate that, I only have one possibility today. I can't go back in my past. I can only know how attentive an audience gets by how attentive today's audience will get. All right. So once again, as cheerfully as you can, a very good morning. Not loud enough. Have you not been enjoying your life? I seem to be enjoying your presence here. Are you not enjoying the presence of BMS around you? BMS, sir, to me, BMS stands as be my strength. It has been my strength. In fact, it's been 6 years of coming to this wonderful institution year after year, at the orientation, and it has somehow become my strength. It has become my strength. So BMS to me means like an institution in Bangalore. In fact, my elder brother passed out from BMS architecture, and he seemed to have topped the VTU and in his first year of architecture. And I used to always feel, what does it feel like being a student of this esteemed institution? And each time he used to tell, it's amongst the top 3 institutions of Bangalore. You have no idea how wonderful our culture is. And I used to always envy him until I was in 11th and 12th. Not that I didn't envy him later, even though I got into a nice college for myself, NITK Surathkal, #1 college in Karnataka for engineering. But then I still envied BMS. Can you ask me why? Because he got to travel around Bangalore while I had to take buses from Surathkal to Bangalore. He got to enjoy all the cafes here and restaurants here while I had to manage with a couple of, I still remember, there was this melting point, the best ice cream joint you can find in Surathkal. And that was about, I think about 5 by 10, in total size. And that used to be our best hangout place, So not only did he have the best of the time with his friends here right in Bangalore, at the same time, the best institution, the best faculty, the most, revered time, I would say, of his past was here. So I used to always envy. Now I have a chance to see why that gets only more envious. Each time I come here, year after year, I can assure you, my friends, I have seen the environment grow, the faculty faces, there's a lot that the smile on the faces of faculty speaks to you, yes or no, right? Year after year, I've seen, from, it has widened. I don't think we have a facility to increase 32 teeth on the, faculty's dentures. Can we do that? Because their smiles seems to increase. And you can only have a sustained group of people doing one single task year after year, only if they are happy. You can't force them, yes or no? Right? So first of all, I want all of you to hit a big round of applause for the entire faculty base of BMS. A big one. Come on. As big as it can get. Now, they say smart is a person who makes an awesome choice, a really excellent choice. But wise is a person who gets driven to a very good choice and knows how to endorse it. Right? Now, you guys, I hope, are going to be the wisest people. You've gotten here and now you already know you are in the best choice. Whether you made it or you got here, you have 2 things to look ahead to, right? First of all, looking back, I want to have a quick question to everybody. How many of you here I'm digressing from what I want to speak. It's a very short unit. I have about 10 or 15 minutes I've been told, which I can't adhere to mostly, but please remind me on the time when I exceed even by a minute, right? So a couple of quick questions. You all belong to the digital generation. That's what I assume, right? It is quite, very unlike, Mr. Prashant said as well, Pankaj sir said as well, Aviram sir said as well. It was very different in our times, Suddenly that makes me feel very old for sure, right? So, but I'll still care to stay young and relevant. I recall my times in my first year engineering. I used to spend almost 10 minutes walking to the library. I used to spend more than 25 to 30 minutes to find the right titles and the right author. And then I would further spend additional 15 minutes to skim through the index table of contents and the glossary just to ensure I find the information I'm looking for. And when somebody told me this is not the author you should be studying from, I would have almost met my enemy right there, right? And then I had to walk around, and NIT Surat library happens to be pretty large, thanks to all the books there. And we used to boast and feel very proud when, when we used to come to Bangalore. That's one thing I used to feel very proud. And I used to come and say, "Pata hai hamari library mein kitni kitabein hain?" Right? If I had to walk around and read all the titles, it would take me years before I finish reading all of them. And then today, 18 years down the line, what do I see? You spend 1 hour in the night while you're sleeping to charge your phone, right? And then you wake up and then you take your phone. All right, 3 seconds to lift it up, 2 seconds to turn it on with your fingerprint locks, right? You don't have to type the code. We went through the hassles of typing the code to open our phones, right? You click that. Oh, by the way, how many of you have phones already? Can you all put your hands up? I mean, you're not going to get your phones confiscated right now, so don't worry. That's what I assume. Is that the case? Yeah. So yeah. Feel free to put your hands up. Yeah. I have a phone, people. Yes, I have a phone. Wow. Wow. So who says telecom sector hasn't helped technology percolate to everybody? I mean, first of all, let's congratulate, our governance, our infrastructure creators. Can we all hit a round of applause even for everybody to facilitate this for us, right? So coming back. So how many of you now have social media accounts? Can you all raise your hand? All right, don't worry, we will not get you blocked anywhere. So put your hands up. Come on, don't shy. I mean, that's okay. If you have 2 social media accounts, put the other hand up as well. All right, just one. How many of you have an Instagram account? Put your hands up. Oof. How many of you know what is Reels and do watch Reels? Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Come on, high up, guys. High up. Don't shy away. I mean, this is just a 10 minutes exercise, right? Why don't I will. I'll take my opportunity. This is a very good content for my next reel, right? Put your can you please put your hands up, high up? Come on, don't shy away. High up. How many of you are? No, don't put it down, sir. Don't put it down. Let it be in a little bit. Thoda exercise, I mean, calories burn karna hai. How much calories did you consume in the morning? You have a solution for that. You have an app, right? Keep your hands up. How many of you not only watch reels, but also create reels? Keep your hands up, and otherwise, what? Only 3 of them create and others are busy watching. So for the 3 of you, you know why you have a big market, right? All right. I digress a little bit, but I'll come back to this in a couple of minutes. You're wondering, why did I reach this topic suddenly, from what we were already talking? I'll come back to that. Just keep this noted. Now, I remember 1 hour on finding the right content and then having to go back to the next book. And you guys pull out your phone and then you have that Google widget right there. You don't even have to reinstall the app again and again. You click on that and it takes about 10-20 seconds to type what you want to search. Is that correct? No, you click that audio button and ask Google in your own language, in whichever broken English grammar, that is okay. Because Google will say, did you mean this? Right? I was searching for Sangeeta, restaurant sometime, and then it showed me, I don't know what all, right? I mean, parlors and all of that stuff just didn't show me restaurant, right? So you click that audio button and search. Why am I talking all this? I just want to congratulate you. You're in the best generation history has possibly ever seen. I do not know what happened in India 10,000 years ago. So pardon me if I am not accepting very easily that our technology 10,000 years ago was ahead of all of this. Would have been, could have been, should have been, might have been, maybe have been, not have been, I don't know. But currently, in the present generation, we are in the most advanced generation that has access to information like no other. Agree or disagree? Agree or disagree? Agree. What do we do with that information is a bigger challenge today than accessing information. In our times, getting access to information was a privilege. We were privileged if we were in good institutions. We were privileged if our institutions had big libraries. We were even more privileged. I remember when every single time I asked my father to purchase a book and he got me that book, I felt privileged because there were so many who couldn't buy that book, right? But today, the access to information has changed. Every single book, including your glossary, index, summary, everything, I had to find the right word. Suppose I had to learn, I assume it is the BCom, BBA, and the BCA batches, correct? Right? So let's find one subject in common. Let's say economics, right? And I had to learn about a particular law. I had to reach that book, find it in the glossary, go to that page, and now you say, I want to read about so-and-so law. Whether you're in management, you want to read about, anything exciting, not only will it give you that detail, but it also will customize it in how you understand, yes or no, right? We were not happy with the level of technology that AI had to come in. Am I right, Prashant? Right? Am I right? With AI. Now we are in the AI world suddenly. As we are talking, my dear friends, the reason today's session meant so much to me, and I wanted to talk to all the future dreamers and leaders of this country and the world. That's what I believe all of you are, is because as we are talking right now, the world is at an inflection point. Any problem that you can think of right now, there is somebody developing a solution with technology as an enabler for it. As we are talking right now, there is somebody working to bring you more information that you need in the way you need, in the way you understand. You cannot read and understand, you have an audio version of it. You cannot listen and remember faster, you have a visual version of it. You want both of them together, you have both the versions of it. You want a summary of both of them, you could just have you all heard about Bard Google? Not Beard of Google, Bard of Google. Have you heard of it? How many of you have heard Bard by Google? Raise your hands. All right. For some of you who haven't heard of Bard, I will come to you. How many of you heard of Chat GPT? Raise your hand. Oh my God, we have a problem with assignments. Right. We have a problem with assignments now. Now we give an assignment to them. You're going to go home and you're going to tell Chat GPT. Right? Teacher gave us an assignment. So-and-so problems. These are the numbers. Can you please give me the answer in a way in which it looks like a 65 marks person has answered it? And now ChatGPT will give you an answer with 5 mistakes. Because your teacher has to clearly understand that this is coming from somebody who has scored 65 100 last year. He cannot absolutely, or she cannot absolutely be perfect. Now that's the era we are living in. Recently, I was wanting to know from ChatGPT why the prices of tomato have increased, right? And it told me, why are you eating it so much? All right, just kidding on that note. Coming back. So you're living in the most advanced generation. Why do I want to address that? I want you all to know what I see here is a set of 300 odd dreamers. Each of you are a packet of dreams. Where your life is going to take you, that's a choice you will make. Each of you are a packet of choices. Today, you're making one choice to be here. Our attention spans have been reducing. I understand. You're going to make a next choice, the next choice, the next choice. The sum total of choices and the sum total of their consequences is what our life story is. Yes or no? Right? You could make the best of them. You could make the least of them. You could make what makes your soul satisfied. Some of you, how many of you are singers here? Raise your hand. Any singer here in the audience? All right. You never know. You could pass out with the most flamboyant commerce or computer science or your bachelor's in business administration degree along with being a singer. The times have changed. The son of blacksmith used to be a blacksmith, the son of a carpenter used to be a carpenter, or the daughter of a dancer used to be a dancer, or the daughter of somebody who was a teacher used to be a teacher. The times have changed. It's no more that. One talent begot one talent. No, that is an era of past. Today, we are living in the times where an individual can craft multiple assets for themselves. So the question, when you pass out of this institution, when you move out in 3 years, I heard a ton of promises, from the principal, his address. I heard a ton of promises that the institution is promising you the best faculty, the best environment, the best of everything that you will ask for. Now it's time that I ask all of you all, what's the promise the students group is making to the institution? What is that commitment that the group of students here is making to this institution, that when we pass out, we will be multifaceted individuals. We will be experts of a kind that institution wouldn't have seen. Somebody asked me, what should be my package? They said 10 of them got a package of 10 lakh per annum salary, right? Based on the performance of your academics or your time in institution, whether it's extracurriculars or it is academics. Just imagine if you were to get points out of 100 and not marks. If your points were 50 and your corporate, interviewer told you that based on your academic points in your institution, not just marks, it is a sum total of everything, your extracurricular, your education, everything. You got 50 points out of 100. And hence, if I give you a package of 10 lakh, I'm going to pay you just half of what you have earned out of 100. And then what would you tell the interviewer? If you scored 40 points out of 100, that's 40%. I'll pay you 40% of 10 lakhs. What would you tell your interviewer? My teachers did not tell me. Otherwise, I would have got 100 on 100. So my dear friends, on the day of orientation, I am telling you, this is how the world works. When Mr. Prashant said the world out there is tough, it is tough because there are several things we begin to realize once we jump into our career. What if an institution like this is preparing you on the first day to tell you that don't go by the myth of the usual? The myth of the usual is, if I score really well in my 10th, my life is settled. Right? If I score well in my 12th, my life is settled. Yes or no? If I score well in my engineering graduation, my life is settled. And then the interviewer tells you on the first day, if you perform well for the next 3 years in your first job, probably your life will get settled. If not yours, mine will surely get settled. Yeah, you can applaud, feel free. I like it. Who is that applauding? I like it. I like it. I like louder applause. Did you know that? You can, yeah, please, yeah, go ahead. Can you? Wow. All right. So in a couple of minutes when I have to finish, is it? When he says that, when principal sir says that, it just means chale chalo. Have you heard that song? Right? Koi rok na paave. Louder. Reels banaya uspe. Right. I mean, something came recently. Lasun mera onion. Some onion kya tha wo? What is that? Onion mera something, right? What is that? All right, everybody knows it. They're all smiling, but they don't want to talk about it. What is the new chapter in BCom that's got included? Yeah, they don't want to talk about it. Onion mera, lasun mera, wo pata hai. But new chapter in the, okay, NEP, National Education Policy, uska first opening paragraph kya hai? नहीं पता. लेकिन वो कौन सा गाना आया था अभी recently जिसपे trend हुआ था सब कुछ? कौन सा था? जल्दी बताओ. Even the consumers can tell, not the creators. Which one was that? Anybody? The recent trend. Okay, I'll do one step. Can anybody tell that? Can anybody tell that? Yeah, go ahead. बादल पर से मैंने ऐसे किया क्या? Right. All I'm trying to tell you, we are updated about what we choose to stay updated about. We are not updated about what we choose to not stay updated about, which is where I'm coming to. We are not in a generation that is driven by what you will get or what access you will have, what privilege you will have. We are in a generation of making choices, and unfortunately, nobody is going to tell us that. Hence, I'm here today. I'm here to tell you, my dear friends, for the next 3 years, get into the habit of making choices and taking responsibility of those choices. Stop blaming your parents, stop blaming your institution, stop blaming your teachers. No, I didn't get that in my syllabus. Who prescribed the syllabus? On your Google app, you have the entire world syllabus at your access. Yes or no? You want a video, you can watch it. You want an audio, you can listen to it. You want a text, you can have it. But yes, in the rhythm, in the curriculum, you have certain things to learn for sure. Do them really well. But you have a vast open source of information to learn from. Then the biggest question, so how do we make choices then? How do we choose what do we need to learn? The biggest stress of this generation, catching us very early, is the very challenge of knowing what choices to make. And hence, that I see as an opportunity. There was a time businesses did not know how to do marketing, and marketing agencies saw the opportunity. Yes or no? There was a time people did not have a medium of education, and educational institutions saw the opportunity. There is a time today that the generation is suffering from the inability and the inefficiency of making the right choices. And I believe, my dear friends, that's a wonderful opportunity if you want to create solutions around that as an enterprising institution and a group of people. So what I want to leave you with are two things. One, I digress. How many of you have a media account? I asked you. The reason I asked is, if you are going to not put a barrier on what you consume, you will not be able to set a barrier on what you become. Because there was a time we were the average of 5 people we surrounded with. Your parents would have told you. I'm sure the parents sitting here would have told your kids. Jaisi sangat, Vaisi rangat. The type of company you keep is the type of person you become. The type of social circle you have is the kind of person you will become. I want to add a line in this generation to that line. The type of content you will consume is the type of person you will become. Because gone are the days your friends were able to advise you. Do you very easily listen to them? I'll tell you what happens. हम uncle auntie के घर जाते हैं, चाचा चाची के घर जाते हैं, we go to somebody's house and they give us an advice and we come back and Google about it. Right? We are well-informed people. A doctor tells us something, we go home and read. You have blah, blah, blah. We don't understand so much. We come back home. We Google that blah, blah, blah. And along with that comes cancer. ये वो heart attack आने वाला नहीं था. घर पे आ जाता है. फिर डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं. Then doctor tells us, I told you. I told you ये बढ़ेगा. देखो बढ़ गया. But we don't tell them we Googled and increased it ourselves. What is the problem here? Suddenly reads here. Right? So how do we make easier choices? That's the opportunity I will leave you with. If you ask me, do I have a solution for it? Maybe not. But I think I have one solution for it. Every time science led the path for this world and spirituality led the path for the soul. So I'll not talk spirituality today. Wow. बाकी सारी बातें पसंद नहीं आई. इस बात में बड़ा दम था. To the camera, I'm telling, please record your line. मेरे को वापस देना यार. इसमें क्या था मैं एनालाइज करूंगा. रील बनाए. Distracted generation, I think. Right. Coming back. Science led the path and spirituality led for the soul. But then I'm going to talk about science. And the science tells me every time we were at a roadblock, we experimented. Yes or no? Every time we were at a roadblock, we experimented. Every time we were at a roadblock, we referred to papers already published. Every time we were at a roadblock, we went back to the authors who wrote books. We went back to people who had done some experiments. And it's a time in this generation we are living in. We have to experiment. We have to experiment with AI. We have to experiment with the technology. We have to experiment with our choices. And we have to have the freedom to make the mistakes. One who will succeed is not the one who will be successful at everything. The one who will succeed is he who would have made the highest number of mistakes. The most successful is not going to be the one who succeeded everything he or she did. The most successful is going to be the one who tried everything, was ready to fail, and was ready to fail really fast. So I wish you, as bad as it sounds, I wish you a lot of failures in the next 3 years. That is based on an assumption that you will experiment that many times. I wish you a ton of lessons from each failure. And I wish you a ton of successes in everything you didn't fail, right? So with that, I'll come back to the original question. the reels and the reel creators. The consumers of the reels are like the consumers in the market. And the creators of the reels are like the entrepreneurs and the job creators. It is a given, no matter what kind of an instrument we see this philosophy in, a large mass of us likes to stay as consumers. But each time you join an institution like this, it's an environment. I will come back 2 years from now, 3 years from now again, and I hope to see you all again. And at that time, I will ask once again, how many of you have now turned into the individuals who are creators? And I would not just reels. Don't get me. पता चला 3 साल में, हाँ सर ने बोला था रील बनाना है, पूछने आएंगे 3 साल के बाद, दिखाऊंगा 500 रील्स बनाई हैं, अब बोल के बताओ मैं सक्सेसफुल नहीं हूं, चलो चेक काटो 10 लाख का, नहीं होएगा. I want to reflect on the attitude of the creator. I will come back and ask you, and how many of your creators now? Creators of any sense. You're a good writer, write. You're a good speaker, speak. You're a good, what else? There's so many talents, right? You're a good swimmer, swim. You're a good blah, 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 blah. Whatever you're good at, start doing now. Your 3 years are a time not just to learn extracurricular and extra activities, right? Then I would suggest to you, experiment as your 4th item on the list. And with that, I would love to conclude my life story. Why am I saying this? I was a physics aspirant in my class 10. I decided I will study physics very deep. In my class 12, I scored 100 on 100 in physics. No. वो बिना पढ़े आ गया था. Did you know that I did not study the syllabus before, night? You usually study before exam, right? I didn't study that. But I knew physics so well that I actually got 100. That's how it happened. And it's a true story. So I want to leave you with that example today, that learn what you learn so well, that your question paper does not determine how good you are at it. Learn what you learn so well that your questions of life will not determine how good you are at it. Right now, you have all the facilities from your parents. Go experiment how much ever you want. I promise you, after 3 years, it won't be the same. After 3 years, when you ask, मुझे experiment करना है, fund कहाँ से लाओगे? Right? Right now, they will tell you, कितना लगेगा? Right? And they'll start probably an SIP for your plan. Right? And they will tell you, ठीक है, 12 महीने के बाद fund हो जाएगा, experiment कर ले. But after 3 years, पैसा कहाँ से लाएगा? How are you going to manage it yourself? Your experiment, your choices, your money. Yes or no? Right? So, I'll leave you with that. My second choice, I started studying science because I thought science was my bet. I went to my college in my first year engineering. I probably scanned every book in my library that had even the remotest name of physics. In my first year in engineering, after studying that much, I realized, okay, this is not for me. I want to experiment in life. I think I have an entrepreneur in myself. I started becoming a part of every marketing agency and marketing platform possible. I started exploring business opportunities. As I grew out of that engineering college, I had already established a network, a circle. I had established myself as an inspirational speaker. I felt this is my forte. This was my experiment. This was my choice. Everybody started asking me, what are you going to speak on? And now the biggest question, I have to make a choice. I said leadership. I said inspiration for the masses. They said, okay, we'll invite you for that. I did that. But then suddenly somebody asked me, could you talk at a tourism forum that's happening in Russia? You have to inspire how we could bring more tourists to Russia. I said, I'm open to it. Experiment. Right? Experiment. They asked me in Nepal, if you can address 1,000 principals and directors are going to be in one room, you need to guide the education policy for Nepal. Can you do it? I said, maybe I can try. I can't try because I don't own an institution, but I can try because I've been a good student and I know what a student wants. Am I right that way? I tried. I went to Sacramento to address the real estate owners, 350 of them under one roof. They asked me, can you show us the path to better market and build our businesses, when it comes to real estate? I said, I don't own that much real estate as you do, but I have a digital real estate that I own and maybe I can share philosophies from there. All I want to tell you today is I made choices. I like cappuccino, I tried it. I like latte, I tried it. I tried turmeric latte and I tell you it tastes like beep, 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 beep. But everybody likes it, and who likes it, congratulations to them. And they told me, why don't you try green tea? I tried. And ever since I've turned green inside, yes or no? I'm so blue actually. I don't like it. I can't. But people who like it, all the best. I made choices. Somebody said you should travel by road. I made choices. 300,000 kilometers, 10,000 kilometers around the country. 5 times I've done it. I'm yet to go from Bangalore to London. That's a dream I have. I tried it. I failed several times. Tires got punctured, everything happened. I had to stay a night at a petrol bunk inside my car because I didn't do pre-booking, but I made choices. I failed at several businesses. They said, consulting is a big boom right now. Why don't you do that? Technology firm, web development firm, all of that I tried. I failed at several things, but I built a training platform. 5 years, 1,000 students passed out of it. And they did social impact of more than 4.5 million people on the grassroots. And then Rotary, Club Indranagar, OP Khanna sir, put me in a book which said 55 most amazing Indians to do highest social service, blah, blah, blah. And I was, Namma Bengaluru Award nominee for 3 years in a row for my social service. I tried because I felt my soul. No, you don't have to applaud for that. You don't have to applaud for what happened, what numbers happened. My numbers are too small. Trust me. There are people I have met in the course of my life who have done brilliant job. I met somebody in Russia who has traveled North Pole 65 times. He stays there for 100 days. Each time he goes there and tells me that sun never sets here. And I stay here for 100 days. I do not know when night and day is. I keep my watch away so that I never get to know what the time is. I sleep by my stomach. I wake up by my stomach. Can you believe that? So in the course of your life, I wish you in the next 3 years, you meet all the most exciting people you can. Access and connection is easier than ever. We had to go through Get It Yellow Pages. And before we got Yellow Pages, we had to go through God knows what all color pages. Before we could reach Pankaj sir and call him and say, sir, मैं आपके institution आपको मिलने आ जाऊं और Ragini madam, can I get your number? Can I talk to you for a minute? Or aaj you live in a place where Pankaj sir has a LinkedIn profile. You go and follow his profile. He connects you and you can message him and it reaches Pankaj sir directly because LinkedIn will verify his Aadhaar. Yes or no? Am I like that? You don't have to verify. So access is easy. With that, I will leave you with two things. Who you meet, who you talk to, what you read, what you consume is fairly a choice. What you do, what you experiment, what results you get is also your own. If you can live your choices, love them fully, own it completely, and have a strategy towards the goal after all of that, by consolidating your data, you will somewhere be an AI of your own for your own dreams. I wish you good luck. Thank you so much for inviting me to BMS. And this year, thank you so much. I wish you all the best. By the way, I like loud applause. I didn't tell you that. As loud as it can get from there as well. Thank you so much. Thank you all the dignitaries and thank you BMS. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sujit, for always inspiring our students.
Can I take a minute more with this talk?
Yes, you can.
Can I take a minute more, sir? Yeah, can you all put your right hands up? This is my usual thing. Every year I do and I forgot this year. Now you will say, sir, we could have seen the video of this last year. Why do you want to waste our time? Even that will take time to see it. Huh? So put your hands up. Turn it around. 1, 2, 3. Shabash for tolerating me for 30 minutes. Now put both your hands up. Put them down like this. Thank you so much for being there.
I would request Mr. Deepak, the manager of admissions, to kindly render the word of thanks.
Good afternoon, one and all present here. I, Deepak DN, Manager Admissions, on behalf of BMS College of Commerce and Management and the entire fraternity of the institution, feel that it is my privilege to propose vote of thanks on this occasion. I extend my most sincere thanks to Dr. B.S. Ragini Narayan Madam, Donor Trustee and Member Secretary, Chairperson BMS Educational Trust for gracing the occasion. Thank you, ma'am. I extend my sincere thanks to our Chief Guest, Sri Prashant Nair sir, Senior Vice President, Head of Engineering, Baizongo, for gracing the occasion with his presence and motivating our students with his enthusiastic words in spite of his busy schedule. Thank you, sir. I extend my sincere thanks to Sri Sujit Lalwani sir, entrepreneur and motivational speaker, for gracing the occasion with his presence and motivating our students with his electrifying words in spite of his busy schedule. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank Sri Aviram Sharma sir, Trustee BMS Educational Trust, Chairman BMS College of Commerce and Management for gracing the occasion. Also for his constant support and encouragement for all the activities in the college. Thank you, sir. I extend my sincere thanks to Sri Gautam sir, Chairperson BMS Hospital for gracing the occasion. Thank you, sir. A special thanks to all the BMS ET officials, principals, directors of other BMS college for gracing the occasion. Special thanks to our respected principal, Dr. Pankaj Chaudhary sir, for being the catalyst that stimulated us to do our best and standing as pillar of strength. Thank you. I would also like to thank the people who work behind the scene to make this event the grand success, our teaching, non-teaching staff, technical team, stage arrangement, and housekeeping staff. I would also like to thank the Custard Apple production team for all the support and hospitality, and my sincere gratitude goes to all parents and well-wishers for your support and encouragement. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the students and special invitees. We wish all the students all the best for their future endeavors. Now I would request everyone to kindly raise for the national anthem.
शुभ आशीष मांगे
Thank you all. Yes.